G'day, it's Pete here, and we're back for day 6 of the World Bridge Series. And today, before we jump into the semi-finals, there's actually been the Women's World Championship running alongside this, and they're actually into the finals. And I just wanted to show the conclusion of this. So we'll jump in. And here we're looking at Tripolar versus Brody. And this is the final stanza of the finals of the Women's World Bridge Championship. And here it's pretty close. There's only 9 imps in it. And this is a pretty interesting hand with only 6 boards to go after this. So we're right down at the wire. So here we had an auction go 1 heart, 1 spade, pass, 1 no trump. And it went 2 hearts, and now East, who originally passed, came in with 2 no trumps. And West, who had 15 points, raised that to 3 no trumps. East-West has 25 points. Getting to 3 no trumps seems pretty reasonable. But 3 no trumps is actually just going to go down 1. There's not a great deal that you can actually do. But I wanted to touch on what would you lead from this south hand and why. Now, often people are like, well, my partner had overcalled spades. I better lead a spade here. Keep my partner happy. But a very important thing to remember here is that when the opponents pass and then show some genuine strength later, what they're actually implying is that they had a penalty pass of your partner's suit. So what East was hoping for is maybe that West could come back in with a takeout double, and then East would be passing this and trying to penalize the opponents in spades for the overcall. So that's a type of hand that will pass and then try and show some strength later. So in cases where you see the opponents do this, the pass, show them strength, you know that there's a good spade suit sitting over your partner and you don't want to lead that. So here, South found a great lead of a club, and 3 no trumps goes down 1. At the other table, here it went 1 heart, and Not Vulnerable North, instead of just overcalling 1 spade, it opted for a weak 2 in spades. And this went pass, pass. The trap pass strikes again. And here, just a level higher, and it went a takeout double. Now, worth noting here that West doesn't have the traditional shape for a takeout double. They've only got 2 clubs. But in spots like this, where it goes opening bid and there's an overcall, and then it goes pass, pass to you, what you should be trying to do as the opener is reopen with a takeout double if you have a shortage. And the reason for this is the only way that your partner actually has points is if they wanted to penalize the opponent. So great takeout double here. And here, the layout on this hand is just terrible. And 2 spades doubled actually goes for 500. And Brody, who was leading by 9 imps, loses 11 imps and is down by 2 with 6 boards to go. But we'll jump in and take a look at the scoreboard. So after this point, they came home with a flourish. They picked up 9 more imps to have a really close final. They won by 7, but congratulations to the Brody team. Here are the results from the final of the Women's World Championship final. And close match, Brody came home, winning by 7. And the team Brody was Joan Brody, Brigida Fisher, Marion Mitchelson, Cecilia and Sandra Rimstead. Congratulations to them. Fabulous result. The runners-up, Tripolar, were Catherine Berthaud, Hjordis Aethorstottir, Jessica Larson, Janice Seaman Molson, Nevena Senior, and Nicola Smith. So great final there, and congratulations to the winners. So let's jump into the semi-finals of the Open. So here we've got Team Venton versus Robinson, and here the first question that I had was in this bidding. It went a diamond, a heart, a spade, and with this East hand, you've got 12 points. Would you treat this hand as game forcing or invitational? How would you actually treat this hand? Here, Robinson chose to show this as an invitational hand and just bid 2 no trumps. But you can see some merit for people bidding 3 no trumps. But on the actual hand, when I open this up, 2 no trumps is actually going to struggle here. You can actually beat 2 no trumps 2 tricks here. So here it went diamond lead, and they won. And then they found a nice switch through to the spade with the ace 4th and the dummy. They put in the 9 and kept going with spades. So they've set up the spades. They've also got a couple of diamonds to come. And when they got their king of clubs, they gashed their diamonds, they got their spades, and then back over to the diamond. And here, this East hand had 12 points, but they still went down in 2 no trumps. So it really highlights my feelings for how we play two no trumps, but two no trumps seemed like a good bid, but you're like, I was considering game forcing on this hand, and lo and behold, I'm 2 down in two no trumps there. So at the other table, though, here they opened one no trump, which looks like a mini no trump, and it went pass, and East just bid 2 hearts. This wasn't a transfer, but if you play a mini no trump, which is typically like 9 to 12 points, the whole purpose is to try and put immediate pressure on the opponents. You're less worried about trying to bid your game contracts, but trying to apply pressure. And the times that people often do this is when they're favorable vulnerability, because when you're not vulnerable and the opponents are, it's really risky for them to come in. So after a no trump passed 2 hearts, I went pass, pass, double, and here they redoubled to say, hey, I've got a good hand. I'm looking to try and penalize them. They bid to 2 spades, and then they doubled here, and West was very happy to pass. And this South hand was just feeling a bit sorry for themselves in 2 spades doubled here. But here, 2 spades is a close run thing. It can just go down 1, or it might make, depending on what they lead. And here they find the ace of hearts lead. So here 2 spades can make. So as the play unfolds, the queen of hearts drops. So now your 10-9 third opposite jack fourth isn't 3 losers anymore. They can cash their hearts and give their partner a ruff, but this will shorten the trumps here. Now it went diamond, they cashed the diamond. So at this stage, what they need to do is they need to find the jack of spades. They have to draw trumps by playing spades, and they need to play the person who didn't make the penalty pass. So West has shown good spades here. They have to play East for the jack of spades and play like a spade to the 9, or if you knew it was doubleton jack, you'd take the king of spades and the queen of spades. But here they take the king of diamonds, which the issue with doing this when you drop the queen is when they play a spade to the king, they win. Now they can actually get a trump promotion here. So they did get it down 1. They do have the ace of clubs to come, but close run thing. And they got their plus 200 for doubling them in 2 spades. So here's the scoreboard from the first round. And Venton picked up 12 imps on this. So up 23 to 11 after the first stanza. We'll now jump over to the other semi-final and take a look at stanza number 2. Okay, so here it went 3 passes to South, and they opened a club, and West overcalled a heart. Then there was a spade. They doubled, showing a good hand, and North with not really anywhere to go, just bid a no trump, and looks like a pretty routine 1 no trump. So it went spade, and then spade back. They ducked, and they won the 3rd round of spades, and now they've got their clubs. So they took their clubs, and at this stage, they've still got control of diamonds. There's not that many spades out there. So here they actually just led a heart towards the king, and this lost to the ace. And now they get their spade, but at this stage, now they have to give some diamonds, and they still make their 1 no trump. Looks like a relatively flat board. At the other table, though, here, West actually elected to open 2 hearts. So we got the 2 heart opening, and this propelled North-South into 3 no trumps. But here I just wanted to highlight that preamps aren't always so effective. Yesterday, we had some great success with some preamps. Here, though, the 2 heart bid got East to actually start the lead with the ace of hearts. So here, after the ace of hearts lead, now that king of hearts is a winner. So it went heart, and then they switched to diamonds. And if you look at these great heart pips, king 9-8 opposite the 10, they now lead the 10, attacking hearts themselves. They get to cover that. And now when they return the 9 of hearts, their 8 of hearts is a winner as well. So they've now successfully set up the hearts for 2 extra tricks compared to the other table. And then West tried diamonds at this stage. They didn't ever find out about the good spade suit there. And knowing that the jack of diamonds was here, they played low and the jack comes out. So now they're 10 of diamonds and diamonds break 3-3 for an extra trick. So they actually get 11 tricks here. For what looked like a routine 1 no trump sort of hand, the preempt propelled the opponents into 3 no trumps, which is a bit of a dicey contract. But after the Ace of Hearts lead picked up a couple of tricks, it wasn't clear cut for East-West there. And they actually managed to make 11 tricks north-south. So checking out the total score here. Here, Nickel had a fabulous run at it. They picked up 69-13. They were down 5, and now they're up by 51 in the semi-finals here at the halfway point. So now we'll jump into stanza 3 of this match. Can Team Black make a comeback here? They've already picked up some of the imps by board 11 of this stanza. But here we had an option where I went a club. North showed spades. They were like, yep, spades sounds great. And they got to 4 spades. And here you got the diamond lead. So at this stage, went diamond to the king and they win. And you've got 2 heart losers. You have a diamond loser and a club loser. So you really need to try and pick up the clubs here. So at this stage I went club and East hopped in with the ace, seeing that there was a singleton there. And what this meant was that the king of clubs is now set up to throw a diamond away. And they get to make 4 spades relatively comfortably after this. So here they draw trumps. They get rid of that. They throw the. They drew trumps. They got to make a discard on the king of clubs and 10 tricks. At the other table, though, here, similar sort of stuff. 4 spades by south. You can still see the singleton in the dummy. They got the 10 of spades lead instead here, and they started with a club straight away. Now here, East can see that singleton club. They know that. They've got this club holding. But they still just duck this. And now when you jump back to Declarer's perspective, they actually have to guess, do they go in with the king or do they go in with the jack? And what I wanted to highlight here is it's not always right to take your ace, even when there's a singleton in the dummy, even in a trump suit. Because here, if Declarer's got the king, their king's entitled to win a trick anyway. And if they've got really good clubs, then they'll set their clubs up by giving you the ace later. But there's lots of times where Declarer's got a guess here. And here they go in with the jack. And now that they lose to the queen, they're going to lose a diamond and 2 hearts as well. So after this, it went spade. They gave up a heart. The defense gets into diamonds. They keep going. And at this stage, they rough, and now they take a roughing, finessing clubs, throwing the diamond away. But lo and behold, the ace was there all along. And the great duck, when there was a singleton club there, caused Declarer to go wrong. And a handy pickup for Team Black there in the 3rd stanza. So let's check out the scorecard. So they've closed it a fair bit. They picked up 50-18, and now Nickel still comfortably in front, just 19 imps with 1 stanza to go. But we'll jump over to the other semi-final. So here we had a sort of long auction to get to 4 spades. If I jump to the other table, the auction was a little bit shorter, just a little bit shorter, but both sides got to 4 spades. So here I just wanted to, we'll jump back and take a look at the play. So you get the king of hearts lead, and how would you actually go about playing this one? So you've only got 2 diamond losers, like unavoidable diamond losers, but you've got a lot of trumping that you're thinking of doing. You might be able to set up the hearts or the diamonds, and we're also missing the queen of spades, but also the 10 of spades, and if you run into a bad break. So here, Declarer went about, and they led the 9 of diamonds and just finessed the 10 straight away. And when they played a club, they went about setting up diamonds. So the diamonds are close to being set up now. There's still the 10 and another diamond missing, but they're well along the way of doing this. And now when they win the ace, they actually just start cross-roughing this hand. So they rough a spade, and then they rough a club back. And then they play a heart, and they trump in. And then they played the queen of diamonds, knowing that West still has the 10 of diamonds, and that East, if they can trump, is in front of them. So they over-rough here. And then they rough another heart. When West showed out, they knew that was completely safe. They cash the king of spades, and they get their ace of spades for 10 tricks. At the other table, it went fairly similar, and you can see that there is this bad break, but there was a bit of a deviation. So they got the heart lead. They won. They then led the jack of diamonds rather than the 9, but the play works out fairly similarly. They then finesse the diamond, or they take the ace at this stage. And now declare or wins the ace of clubs and takes the ace of spades. So here's the main deviation that they went. At the other table, they never touched trumps right till the end. But here, after the ace of spades, they then played a spade towards the king and saw the bad news. And at this stage, what they did was they played the queen of diamonds, which there was a discard over here of a heart. And then they played another diamond, and East discards the queen of hearts. So the jack of hearts is still missing and another heart. And they then led the 8 of hearts. And when they played low, they then discarded here, trying to take a roughing finesse. But East wins the jack of hearts and then can just draw trumps. And they actually go 3 down in 4 spades. So here's the score board. So big set for Team Venton in the final of the semi-final. It was all tied before that, and they pick up 39 imps to comfortably win the semi-finals here. So we'll take a look at both stanzas. So here, Team Venton is into the final, which was Guy Mendes de Leon, Joaquin Pacaro, Antonio Palmer, Thibaut Spritzwiesen, Juan Carlos Venton, and Frederick Reng. And for the other semi-final, only 3 imps in it. This big set by Nickel, bit of a comeback by Team Black, even more of a comeback, but they fell 3 imps short of making it into the final. Nickel survives, and Nickel, Eric Greco, Jeff Hampson, Ralph Katz, Bobby Levin, Nick Nickel, Steve Weinstein are into our final. One of these 2 teams will be our new world champions. Thanks all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.